you're having a good day. So Chantal did a live stream yesterday celebrating 8 years on YouTube. Although if I were her, I wouldn't be celebrating because what has she got to show for being on YouTube for 8 years? Despite all the money that she's made, thousands and thousands of dollars, not even good health to show for. But she did a live stream celebrating her 8 years. And I did a tarot live last night. And I told everybody in my tarot live, I said, look, Foodie, she's going to be in Syria for the next 3 weeks. What have we got to look forward to? We might get a couple of rages here and there. They're not going to happen right now. If they're going to happen, they're going to happen right near the tail end of when she's supposed to leave. Like, she doesn't really want to leave, in my opinion. She is stalling for time. She does not want to leave Syria and leave a place where she's not having to pay rent. But the closer that the time comes to when she's got to go, the more she's going to freak out. She's going to feel anxiety. She's going to feel panic, and she's going to lash out at people. So she's calm for now, and Salah is trying to keep her calm by giving her food. She did a mukbang video recently of her eating pizza. And we all know what that is, right? That's stuff for the Feedies. That's clearly for them. And some of the things she's done on her live streams recently also seem to cater to the Feedies as well. But it's for right now, what she's doing for the next 3 weeks, she's going to be just trying to milk all the money she can out of her beezers by feeding them scraps of hope that when she gets back to Canada, the content will be a lot better, although I have my doubts. She's saying she's going to get a scooty and she's going to use it around town, although it's going to be winter. And why would she go out in the winter time on a scooter? She's going to take them places. Those of us that have been part of Girl World for years, we know what's going to happen when she gets back to Canada. She's going to find a room. She's going to park herself there. She's going to do her edibles. She's going to eat her food and really not go anywhere. And she's going to come up with all kinds of excuses why she can't do things. So the Beezers are going to be very, very, very disappointed. Since we're here, though, let's talk about Foodie. She calls YouTube her job. So since she calls it her job, let's think of it this way, that Foodie Beauty is a company and the people that go to her channel are her customers, right? So let's think about the company of Foodie Beauty. The company of Foodie Beauty doesn't have a good reputation, is known for ripping off its own customers. There have been little scams in the past, various scams ripping off her own customers. No longtime customers are still around to this day. The people that are, part of our company as customers, they are all customers that are recent. Nobody's around that's been around for years. And even after 8 years, this company, which should be fully established and be financially stable, is so unstable that the company in question is begging money from its customers. So let's review. Large company, but the company is financially unstable, does not give good product, does not give good customer service, doesn't have a good reputation, no good reviews, is known for ripping people off. Why would anybody invest their time or their money into this company? It has all the red flags of a bad company that should be avoided. But I guess the new batch of Beezers, they feel differently. Yeah. So if you're someone and you're a customer to a service or a product or a company, these are things to consider, because even if you're someone going to Chantal's channel and you're watching her videos, you are still technically a customer because you're putting money into her pocket. But with anything else in this world, if you are a customer to something, don't you expect great products? Don't you expect great service? Don't you expect the company to care about your business? But she doesn't. If anything, Chantal is setting things up to where she gets the most money she can because she knows what's going to happen when she gets back to Canada. She's not going to do anything, and there might be a mass exodus of people off her channel. So I just want to say that before we get started. We've got some Twitter peeps to go over, so it won't take too long. So you guys know what time it is. It is time for the Twitter peeps. All right, it's time for the Twitter peeps. So let's just get started. I'm all set and ready to go. Oh, oops, wrong tab. All right, so for those of you on Twitter that you'd like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. And for those of you that really don't care for Twitter, this is how you can keep up with all the Twitter stuff without actually having to be on the Bird app. So first post is from Piggy. Piggy says, how I feel now that the Kuwait-Syria arc is finally coming to an end. There's a reason why I'm including this tweet, other than the fact it's a great tweet from Piggy. This is Chantal back at the Canadian villa. This was when she was 100 to 150 pounds lighter. She still had the ability to walk down the stairs. You know, she had a little bit of trouble, but she could still walk down the stairs, but she was breathing heavy back then. And again, this was like 100 and 150 pounds lighter. Now she can't even do this. Eesh. But yeah, this is Chantal back at the villa when she still had the villa. She wants the villa back, but even if she got the villa back, how would she get upstairs? She doesn't like going up and down stairs these days, mainly because she can't see her feet. All right, so the Tone Knob says Foodie Beauty has nothing to go back to because she threw it all away to prove to the internet that she's not a dried up old maid and that a man actually desired her. She should have to face the consequences of her actions like everyone else. Begging won't pay forever. Two-Tail Caperer says, wow, Juan has sent in over $1,000 so far and Foodie Beauty doesn't even acknowledge her name. Disrespectful. The most loyal beezers always become the most spiteful ex-beezers in the end. Take Missy Moo, for example. Oh, Wanda's crash out is going to be epic. I've been saying that. Those that are contributing the most to Foodie Beauty right now because they believe in her, they're believing her lies, they're believing Foodie when she says, I need, give me. I promise I'm going to be a good girl. I promise I'm going to go outside and I'm going to do things. When she gets back to Canada and the Beezers finally figure out that they've been had, the people that gave the most money are the ones who are going to be the first blocked. The moment that Wanda comes into the chat and she says, what happened? I gave you money for the Foodie Scooty. I gave you money for this. I gave you money for that. Block. That block finger is going to come right out. Guarantee you it will. Because that's what Foodie does. She doesn't apologize for lying to people. She doesn't feel sorry for ripping people off. Just block. You just get blocked. That's how she handles it. Block. You know, like there's going to be a mass exodus off her channel once they figure out that she lied. Bubbles and Cheek says Foodie Beauty's hijab is so tight now, she's no longer has to adjust it a million times during a mukbang. 341 pounds, my butt. She's bigger than ever and admitted she's developed jowls. That thing is barely holding on. Let me just look at the picture for a minute. Look, I was in my tarot live last night and I made the comment, like, y'all remember, like I'm kind of shy about my hair. I don't have the best hair. So I used to wear wigs just to feel a bit better when I came on camera. And the thing about wigs is that even if they're a little bit too tight with the band, that band cuts right across, you know, like your forehead and your temples. And man, that can hurt. And it can cause the worst headache. Her hijab or the face Spanx or whatever it is so tight. That has to hurt. That doesn't look comfortable at all. At all. Foodie, that has to be painful, dude. I love this. Your mom's emotional support carrot says Salah placed a sign inside of the fridge. You're stoned, not hungry. Close the fridge, you big bag. I doubt that would stop Foodie, though. She would take the sign down and just continue to eat. Yeah, that's what she does. Bad Seed says, Foodie Beauty, there's a reason she's scamming for money. Let's see what this says. As a Canadian citizen or permanent resident, you can sponsor your Syrian spouse for permanent residence through the Spousal Sponsorship Program, Family Class, via Immigration, Refugees, and Citizen Canada, IRCC. Since you've been married for 3 years and he's currently outside Canada, based on your phrasing, this would typically fall under Outland Sponsorship, but the fees are the same as for inland application. The thing is, I don't think they're really married, though. I think they've just been acting at being married. But let's keep going. The total cost to sponsor your spouse is $1,205 Canadian, broken down as follows. All fees are in Canadian dollars and non-refundable except in limited cases. Sponsorship application fee, $85, paid when you submit the sponsorship application. Principal applicant processing fee, $545, paid when you submit the permanent residence application. Right of permanent residence fee, RPRF, $575, paid once RCC approves the application in principle. This covers your spousal's permanent resident card. You pay the first 2 fees up front when applying, totaling $630 initially, with the RPRF due later. Like, I don't know if he wants to come to Canada. Why would anybody who plans on coming to Canada sink so much money into a home? I mean, that doesn't even make sense. Why put money into a home if you plan on coming to Canada and leaving the home behind? But we'll see what happens. We'll see if she comes by herself. Okay, this is from Puppies, saying the skate crazed doggo flips out with pure hype the moment he hears skateboard. Is that dog zoomies? The dog's like, give me my skateboard. Give me. So this dog loves to skateboard. Look, loves to skateboard. He's so excited. Now, have you guys ever seen this? From Science Girl, the spirit bear, the rarest bear on earth. It's an actual bear. This is not AI. This is a bear. And I looked up more information on this bear. It's called the Kermode bear, or spirit bear, is a rare subspecies of the black bear found in British Columbia, Canada, with a total estimated population of around 400 to 1,200 individuals. It's a beautiful bear. And I really hope if somebody comes across this bear, they don't decide, you know what? I want to take its fur. You know, you see something that pretty, just leave it alone. You're not hurting anybody. All right, so this is about Amber. Amber, oh my God, Amber, ew. Amber is still doing shorts. And Lord, Amber, what are you doing? Why would you start out a short like that, like showing the inside of your fridge? Eesh, I'm getting out of here. She's making me feel dirty. Tweets RS says, hungry and tired and blood sugar is not the greatest. Well, I wonder why. Just wait till you're delusional scooter beats. It'll get a lot worse, right? She's going to be in Canada with all of her temptations, and she's not going to be able to resist. She might be bedbound in a month, max 2 months. She's going to find every reason and way in the world to eat, and she's going to. And if she's already having problems with her mobility, it's just going to get 10 times worse. All right. So Hectic Moments says, LOL, wonder if these comments will be the ones that make Foodie Beauty block my main account on YouTube, LOL. You know she sees them, and I'm sure they will poke the beast, but sorry, that mukbang was disgusting. Watching her eat is the best diet plan, her and Amberlynn Reed. All right. That's a long comment. We're going to move on, though, a little bit. And for those of you that are cat lovers, check this out. Punch Cat says, brushing your cat with a slightly damp brush mimics a mother cat's grooming, making them feel safe, loved, and comforted. Oh, look at this. Aww. Katie's like, I'm being groomed. Grooming is a way they bond with each other too. You're kind of mimicking their behavior. Now, this is cute. From Beauty of Nature, baby squid tries using his camouflage for the first time. So look at the baby squid. Oh, he's doing a good job with the camouflage. Look at that. He's like, I'm just trying to blend in, nothing to see here. He's doing a great job. You can barely tell he's there. Look at that. Taking care of business. Cats with threatening auras. I've been wanting to adopt, but it looks like she adopted me. Yep, you've been chosen. Look, the kitty's like, I'm just gonna make myself at home because you don't have any choice in this. I'm coming inside with you. And I have to show this clip. I'm sorry, subbies. I am sorry. I am so sorry. Look, she's going to talk about this in her video, so you have to see what's going on. Fondue Spiteful Beach says, Foodie Beauty, it's not the community's responsibility to replace what you threw away twice. I'd love for her bankruptcy trustee to see this since it's breaking the terms of her freaking bankruptcy. So she did a mukbang with a whole bunch of pizza. She's going to talk about it. So we got to show the clip. I'm not going to show all of it. Just for context. We're moving on very quickly. Red Zesty says, Foodie Beauty says the condo she tried to rent was really expensive and very expensive, implying to me that she purposely picked a super expensive townhouse knowing she couldn't afford rent. In my honest opinion, she intended to live in luxury, paid for by her fans every month. Gross. Either that or that would give her the excuse to Salah. I tried finding a place and I couldn't find anything. You know, another way for her to stall and, you know, manipulate Salah to keep her there longer. So one of the two, maybe her picking places that she knows she's not going to get approved just so she can go to Salah and say, well, I've been looking and I can't find anything. You know what Salah's going to say? Go stay at a motel. There's plenty of them, and I'm sure there's a room open for you. So that manipulation is not going to work. Ghost Crab says she was invited to his family's but didn't feel like socializing. So where did the pizza come from? There is no food delivery. She sent out Salah, paid him generously with the donation money, and had him get her pizza before he went out to eat with his family. You know, because of course she would. Got to feed her first. You have to feed her first. Like rule number 1, feed Foodie first. All right, so that's it for the Twitter peeps for now. And we're going to go on to the live stream. Good news. It's not that long. It's less than an hour, thank goodness. And if we have to, we'll just skip ahead because I don't even care. I mean, I was listening to pieces of this and it sounds like a kind of a rehash of yesterday. I'm not going to lie. And that's exactly what she's going to do for the next 3 weeks. It's going to be the same topics over and over and over again and talking about what she's going to do. And I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. So I'm just here to, I did hear that she gets spicy though. I'm here for the spicy. So take it away, Chantal.
Situated and cozy. Oh, I'm not nosy. I'm cozy. Hey, everyone.
You know what? If I were Chantal doing this happy 8th anniversary, I would feel embarrassed. I would. 8 years on YouTube. All the stuff she's done. All the money she's made. 100K plus channel. Here we are 8 years later. And despite the fact that she's got a 100K channel and she should be fine with her money, more than fine actually, coming to her subs and begging for money. How embarrassing.
Okay, let's see who we have here. We have Scrape, Brooke, Too Cool, Kimby, Cherry Lips, Natasha, Candace, YouTube Lover, Joy, Maxine, Nubby, Octo Beauty, Tangerine, Lisa, Amar, Brooke, Normal Set, Becca, You're Exhausted, Coffee, Rainy, Cherry, Queen. Hey, Fernanda.
Yeah, you know, speaking of the 8 years, I'm looking at Chantal's chat right now. And I've been watching her for a long time. I don't see a single name in chat. I don't see a single handle that I could remember from back in the day. Every beezer in her chat room is somebody new. It's all new people. It's not people that have been watching her for 8 years.
Chloe, and thank you to whoever said happy 8th. Yeah, I logged in and I saw that I was my 8th.
And if you're a new beezer, and if you're getting into Chantal, and if you're looking for signs that this is a good place to be, the fact that there are no, OG beezers, that should concern you. Like, why did all the people who used to watch her, why aren't a single one of them around anymore? If you want to know the answer, I can give you the answer, because she's burned that many people, and she's lied to that many people, and she's exhausted that many people. And the only people left are the ones who weren't subjected to Crackhead Olympics.
8th year on here. Hey, Susan. Isn't that crazy? That's almost 10 years. A decade.
Yeah, and what have you accomplished? Nothing. 8 years, thousands and thousands of dollars earned. You have nothing to show for all of that money and all of that time. You don't have a home. You don't have a nice car. You don't even have good health. You can't even say, I've got fabulous health. My dental health is on point. My physical health is on point. My health problems are minimal. I've got money in savings. I'm good. You can't make those claims because they don't exist.
Thank you. Hey, Lindsay, Katie, Diane, Mila, and many of you have been here. Christina, happy channelversary. Thank you so much. And just so you know, Christina, I haven't even had a chance to look at all my emails. I'm so sorry. I've been so busy today.
Doing what?
Saber. Literally. I feel you. Yep. Nearly a decade. Weird Barbie. Star.
Okay, so she just pinned her PayPal, and here's a message scrolling through saying, for me to get home. Although, didn't Foodie say she's got enough money to get home? She's got a plane ticket. Didn't she also disclose that the money that you beezers give her, that's not going for getting her home? That's for paying off her debts, of which there's a lot, by the way. Like the last time I heard, she owed about 60 grand. Look, I'm not in her pocket. I don't know how much she owes, but she expects you beezers to pay not just for the new place, for the travel, for the food, for the party that she's going to have when she gets there, but also her personal debts, which are her fault. But she's saying right here in this stream, for me to get home. She's got enough to go home. Extended stay motel. There's plenty of them all over Canada. They've got rooms available and open as we speak. They're fully furnished. She doesn't even need to buy furniture. No first and last month's rent. She wants to go home. She can do that.
Shiara, been watching you. Thank you. Lisa, wow, eh? My man, I've been seeing, and you can text first because he shouldn't be annoyed by your text. If he is, that's a red flag. Hey, Lavisa. Becca, really? If it hadn't been for YouTube, I would still be a secretary. Well, it's hard to say, but that's what I was,
No, you weren't. I mean, maybe way back in the day before YouTube, you might have been a secretary. Was that the job at the hospital where you got fired because you weren't showing up on time and you were taking long lunches? Because you once did a stream, Chantal, where you were outlining all of your jobs. You went back to the pages of history and talked about all of your jobs, and every single one you got fired from. I do remember you talking about being at a hospital and you got let go. They let you go with a package, and essentially that's what you were living on when you were with BB, but you refused to work. There was another job that you had where you were supposed to speak fluent French and you didn't, hence the reason why you got fired. But you were not working when you first started YouTube. You wanted to make YouTube your full-time job, and you were like looking around to see what would take off and, like what people would watch. And then you wandered into the mukbang community and got views from that. And then you attracted the Feedies, and they started giving you stuff and giving you money and sending stuff to your house. So yeah, like YouTube has been your full-time job for 8 years. And I will always go on record as saying that I feel that YouTube was the worst thing that ever happened to you. And why is that? Like the sliding doors. If Chantal had not wandered onto YouTube and gotten monetized, where would she be today? She certainly wouldn't be over 500 pounds. She wouldn't have probably half the health problems that she's got. She wouldn't be able to eat the food that she eats on a daily basis. It's been disastrous for her. Like, she was handed a cup of fortune and she corrupted it in the worst way possible by making the worst choices with that cup of fortune.
Corvus, thank you. And I have my PayPal and my goals up, ready to e-bag bees. No.
Well, at least you're being honest. But does anybody, I don't know if Beezers come over here, maybe. Any of you Beezers that do ever really stop and think, this is outrageous, this is ridiculous. This woman has 100K channel that is monetized. She's making $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month. And she's here begging. And she doesn't have to work. She doesn't have to go out and do a 9 to 5. She can do whatever she wants. She can make her own videos and lives and just sit and talk. And she makes that much money. And she's over here begging for my money when I've got bills to pay and I've got a family to feed and I'm trying to make my car payments. She's over here begging. Does anybody over there ever think this is so ridiculous? It doesn't make any sense that this person has been on YouTube for 8 years making pretty decent money begging. It is ridiculous. And it's all because too many people have enabled Chantal. Way too many for too long. And she's so used to it and she feels so entitled to it that it just doesn't faze her to ask for other people's money. Like, she has no moral conscience. She has no compass. She'll continue to ask for money until she gets completely cut off. Until then, she'll always have her hand out. Let me tell you, like, this is a bad system to enable, because the person who's doing the begging, they never learn a sense of independence. They never get that sense that, oh, you know what? Maybe I need to go out and work. Maybe I need to do for myself. Maybe it's a bad idea to rely on other people to take care of me. If you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. If you teach a man to fish, he'll eat for the rest of his life. If you help someone like Chantal out of a bad situation, she might be grateful, she might not, but she'll take the money, she'll take the help, and then a couple of weeks later, there'll be another crisis that she'll be begging for. And then 2 weeks after that, another one. And then 2 weeks after that, another one. There'll never be a stop to that behavior. It'll keep going and keep going and keep going until those who enable her say, I can't help you anymore. I'm sorry. So if Those of you that are beezers, if you want to help make her a better person, if that's possible, stop giving her money. You know, like if you want the best for her, then she's got to learn how to be her personal best. And she'll never learn that as long as you guys treat her like a child and just keep giving her an allowance.
May as well put them up every stream. People don't have to donate. Happy 8 and happy 8 more years. Oh, I hope so. Inshallah, Angela. Christina, right? They don't expire. I've been beezing for 3 years. You came down my food 2 years ago. You went on my nice star. Will I look desperate? Nah. 6 years. Wow, Fernanda. Thank you guys, by the way. You know. Right, Chrissy. But you got to remember, men are not like women in a lot of ways. Morning, Glory. You know? Where are the Nashies? Yeah. Everyone has their payments apps up. Exactly. Even channels that make a ton more views. It's great you understand Taiwanese. Taiwanese, I love that. They are, Fernanda. Hey, Olga. Almost incompatible, but it's weird that we need each other in a way. Thank you, Morning Glory with Starfish. You were very shy. I was. Really, Scrape? Oh, wow. It's interesting to see where y'all came from. I've been looking for places all frickin' day. We had company today. Hey, Tiny Shamrocks.
I don't think you're looking at all places, Chantal. I think you have just been looking at places that are up to your standard. You're looking at luxury apartments and luxury apartment complexes. Ma'am, I moved not too long ago. Most apartment complexes require more. They ask for more. They go through a huge checklist. So maybe private residences, but even then you probably wouldn't qualify. Just because of the fact that you really can't show rental history for at least the last 6 years. You live with Pete's, his name was on the lease. You live with Salah, his name was on the lease. You can't even say, yeah, I can show a rental history going back 6 years. Impossible, just because you let other people's names be on the lease.
Hey, Vanessa. Had some video calls with people to see the different places.
You know, I'm wondering if she's doing that to give Salah the impression that she is actually looking, but she's actually not, or she's deliberately applying for places that she knows she's going to get turned down just so she can stall a little bit longer and stay in Syria and use that as an excuse. Chantal, Salah is waiting for you to go. He wants you to go, and he's trying to play it cool. He's trying not to lose his temper and keep you pacified, but he wants you to go. And honestly, you should go. You should come back to Canada.
Hey, Andre Marie. Was online chatting with a man, fell in love. He reunited with his wife, crying every day, can't stop, can't forget him. Aw, Olga. Just keep, you know what? If you go no contact with them, you will get over it. I promise. Sneakerhead.
Speaking of no contact, Chantal, I did a tarot reading last night and my cards were screaming at me. Some of that money that you've been grifting from people, you're sending it to you know who. Haven't you? You've been sending it to your former flame. the flame that never died out, the one that you really wanted and the one that you still want to this day. You settle for Salah, but you still want the other one. If that ever comes out that you've been sending him money, oh, the explosion on your channel is going to be bad.
I want to trick out your new scooter. Nice, sure. You know, we do help others, Sarah. Why don't you help yourself and go to the door, hit the
Woo! She's mad.
exit button. See ya. The hell. And by the way, you should think of yourself and others. Yeah, it is hard, Olga. I know. One of the most painful things. Right, Becca?
You know, I can just see Chantal in Canada. When she gets there, and after about a month of being there, and the Beezers figure out, like, she's back in Canada, this is what this is. Her sitting in a room, her not going anywhere, her being so stoned on edibles out of her mind that she's incoherent. And people start rebelling and being disgruntled and saying, like, what is this? But we gave you all this money and we helped you get to Canada and you made all these promises. Like, why aren't you going anywhere? Why aren't you doing anything? And then Foodie just clapping back at the Beezers who have legitimate questions and blocking people left and right. Because that's what's going to happen, Beezers. Once she gets all that she can out of you and she knows she can't get any more and you don't have any money, or you do have money, you're not giving it to her, at that point, you are of no value to her. You are of value to her right now because she wants to get home and she wants you guys to pay for it. And she wants you to pay for all the extras and amenities that go with the trip, that go with her move. But once you're done and giving her things of value, then you have no value.
Hit the exit button. Help yourself. The fuck? What? Because I ate a pizza. Let me guess. I ate a pizza. I ate a $2 pizza, helping the pizza business here. And I'm a villain all of a sudden, even though everyone in Goreworld is fat as hell.
You know what? I'm not fat. And I honestly don't care of the weight of any other reactor. I haven't seen any reactor that's super morbidly obese. But it doesn't matter if we are. We're reactors. We are not Olympic athletes. And Chantal, I found it outrageous that you, ma'am, you're over 500 pounds. You would be considered super, super morbidly obese, and you're trying to use weight as an insult. And regarding your mukbang, the pizza mukbang, let's be real. We all know and understand what that video was about and who it was aimed towards. That was for your Feedies. That was you trying to bring some of the Feedies back to your channel, the ones with the food fetish. You want some of them back. So you're already getting started doing the Feedy content on your channel again because you're hoping that they will be surrounding you once you get there. Because the food fetish people, they pay well for content, don't they? Not so much on YouTube, but off. For a long time, that was your side hustle. Your YouTube channel started off being your 100% main hustle, but then along the way, you picked up some Feedy clients. And we know about some of them. We know about the Lakma Fairy. There was also someone that paid you to eat paneer for an entire month. There were also Feedies that sent boxes of stuff to your house back in Canada. Oh yeah, they treated you well, didn't they? So the side hustle took over the main hustle. Like you were making money with the Feedies and that made you lazy on your YouTube channel. Hence the reason why your content has been sucking for the last several years. You just got lazy. You said, I got my side hustle over here. What do I care about YouTube? Also, my opinion, I think the ones who are in charge of your bankruptcy, they know about your YouTube income. And so you've been doing the least amount on YouTube to make it look like you don't make much money when in fact you're hiding the bulk of your money through PayPal. You're not reporting your PayPal income. You're not reporting all, your little side hustle deposits. The bulk of your money's been made off of YouTube. But as far as the government knows, like they only know you only make so much money on YouTube, and that's what they're tracking. But you're about to come home to Canada. So you're trying to bring those feedies back by doing more food content. And the feedies, they're all about the fast food. They want to see fast food. They want to see the fried chicken. They want to see pizza. They want to see burgers. And they're not going to be happy with off-brand fast food chains. They want to see fast food chains that they can recognize and will satisfy part of their fetish. So the pizza mukbang, that wasn't just you eating a pizza. That was for the feedies. That was your way of sending the bat signal and saying, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Y'all get in touch with me on Instagram so you can pay me for stuff through PayPal. That's what that was.
Shut up. Yeah, Vanessa. I'm excited. See, I wouldn't want to be, yeah. Anyways. If you don't help yourself first, you can't help. Exactly. I just asked a question on your video. I'm just going to ask here. When they ask you for income for the apartment, do you just show bank statements? Oh, you don't have a normal 9 to 5? Just show your bank. Yeah, your bank deposit. Sure. With AdSense, we get deposit slips. So you can show that. Thanks, George. You're excited for Nashies? It was a $2 pizza. Yep. They don't charge for extra cheese. They just do it, which is really nice of them. But you think that pizza man with his small business gives a crap about me being selfish buying pizza for myself? No, he's thinking of the money we contribute to his small business.
Chantal, you did not buy the pizza to help out a small business. You are not, like forward thinking that way. You don't think that way. It's all about, I want a pizza. I want fast food. So I'm going to sit here and eat a pizza for some Feedy. Maybe some Feedy requested it, and that's why you did it. I mean, you disclosed a while back. The way you've got things structured with your Feedies is if a Feedy wants a request done, they pay for the food. That's included in with the price. They pay you for what you do, but they also pay for the food. So you get a free meal, and then you make a video with the meal, and you also get paid for, making the content.
Yeah. Demeaning Foodie for the good of mankind. Yeah. Sorry, Olga, but he sounds like a real. You dodged a bullet. Like, if he's going to be like that. Yeah. The cheese pull was insane. I know, it was so good. So good, the pizza. You missed the pizza? My son, who is 21, can sit down and eat an extra large pizza, order breadsticks, salad.
One moment, y'all. Okay, let's keep going.
Cinnamon twists. Oh my goodness, Christina. And I bet you he's not fat. Really, Becca? I'm not in Canada yet, Lindsay, but I plan on going there for good, yeah. Did you cry on milk? Yeah, Lori. Kinda. Thank you, Mad Hatter. That's not fair, Christina. You're on GLP-1. You can't have any pizza at all, crispy, not even a slice. Cheese. I'm an influencer after all, Scrape. It's big, it's beautiful.
You like to think that you're an influencer, Chantal, but what exactly are you influencing? You put more importance on yourself than what you actually have. Girl, you have a channel on YouTube. You are a YouTuber, not an influencer. Get it right.
Well, it's me. I love that. Why did I sound like a canary? By the way, I saw people picking apart. Maybe Zoe. Picking people over analyzing Amberlynn's 9 to 5 job video. Oh my gosh. They zoomed in, they reversed the image. Hey, Cindy. And apparently she was typing nothing.
Well, not only that, but her keyboard wasn't even plugged in. And she was using 2 different keyboards. One keyboard was for a regular PC and the other for a Mac. So unless she had 2 different computers sitting in front of her, that didn't even make sense. She was pretending to work. Also, the good people on Twitter found out that essentially Amberlynn Reed is copying somebody else's content almost down to the letter.
Who cares? Why do people
Why do people care? Because it's about being honest. Presenting yourself in an honest way. That's why it matters. Honesty matters, Chantal. Being real matters. And Amber is trying to tap into some other market. I don't know. But the fact that she was pretending to work when she's not working.
It's so
she wasn't doing it very well either.
Literal. Like so serious. I find that makes it even more funny. Maybe she was doing that on purpose. I don't think people think she has an actual job. If you think about it, she must make like 20,000 or more a month with her views, okay? So why?
Yeah, and aren't you jealous? Because at one time that was you for a short period of time, and look what happened.
Why would she go back to a 9 to 5 job? Like, it's fun. It is funny, Ruins. Yeah, it makes me even laugh even harder. Jordy's crash out. I saw on TikTok. I don't know if Jordy has a TikTok, but I saw him on a TikTok video talking about the Amberlynn video. But in his what to watch next, it was a picture of me picking my nose in a hijab. I was like, what the fuck? I know, Christina. Like, it's not. It makes it even more funny. I bet you half of those women don't even have jobs. No, usually they're in the office, I guess. Did you, Andre Marie? Nikocado and Divine Munchies?
You know, Chantal saying all this just proves that this is how she spends her time. Running around on TikTok, running around on YouTube, paying attention to what everybody else is doing, what everybody else is saying. She comes online all the time saying, I am so busy. Busy doing what? Seeing what people are saying, seeing what people are doing, see who's making money and how they're making money. That's how she spends her time, not in a productive way, but being nosy in everybody else's business.
The Chantal Show. Playing Office as a kid, true YouTube lover. Amber is laughing all the way to the bank. Yeah.
And you're not. You're not laughing all the way to the bank.
Need to rebrand. Chantopolis. I've started getting a few Gore World videos on TikTok. Yeah, mostly about Amberlynn.
So again, she just told on herself. She's on TikTok. She's running around on TikTok, always looking to see what's going viral, what trend there is, if she can copy it. And she's been doing that for years, just trying to find a trend and hop on the back of it and do the hashtags and all of that. And it never works for her.
Canada cutie. Beauty. Canada.
Because like whatever Chantal does, she doesn't do well. She doesn't pay attention and she doesn't take notes. what people are doing, how they're doing it. Presentation matters, Chantal. It does. Presentation counts, and you don't care enough to do a decent presentation of things, and it looks sloppy.
Cutie. I don't know. I'm not really that cute.
No.
Everyone picks their nose. You just got caught. True. Gucci Mane as me? It is. It's not that they're scarce. It's just that they're very picky. The good ones, the cheap ones are scarce. Expensive places for a nice place. Oprah said she picks her nose. Probably can be. Aw, thanks, Becca. Is that bound? P doesn't have a job. So he can't, he can't. Hey, Manna. Have I found another apartment I like? Yes, but I'll probably be denied.
So if you're looking around for apartments and you've got a certain aesthetic in mind and you cannot afford them or you will not be approved, what should be plan B? Get what you can afford and get what will accept you. Extended stay motels. They're all over.
Everyone has picked their nose. Everyone. For sure. Is it expensive? Yes, very.
You just need to get it out of your head, Chantal, that you are not going to find a place that looks like the villa. It's just not going to happen. Get it through your head. What you had before, you can't have now.
Ashes. Miller. He's trying to get a job. He actually has a training on Monday, but he got.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, I don't watch Pete's content at all. Not a Pete's fan, but still, I don't go to his channel and see what's going on. I just did kind of a blind reading for Pete's, and he is trying to get himself together. Like, he's trying to get his money together. And if he gets in with Chantal, it's going to be a mistake. It's going to be a big, big mistake because she's going to act as the Emperor card in the tarot. Like, she's going to dominate. So he's making a good decision for himself right now. But if he gets too close to Chantal, if they live together, oh, it's not going to end well at all.
He did like an application, and then now they're like it's really weird. Like he's just starting with the training like right away. Thanks, Claudia. Think positive. I'm trying. Oh my gosh, Lindsay, I hated that part. Yes. You're so right. Man. You like how I say it? I'm a woman of routine. I miss the villa balcony in the fall.
What do you mean? Your villa balcony was full of garbage bags. I remember that. That Pete, all he had to do as far as his chores was take out the garbage. That was his job, take out the garbage. He was so lazy. What did he do? He put the garbage bags on the balcony and left them there through the winter, and they froze solid because he couldn't be bothered just to take the garbage bag, take it outside the dumpster, and put it away.
I know. Well, I can't get another villa, I don't think.
Nope. Definitely not. Because it wasn't you that got the villa in the first place. It was Pete's. That is why when BB said, get out, you went running to Pete's. Because at that time, Pete's had a good job. And he was making money and he had decent credit. And it was his name on the dotted line, not yours. So you used Pete's to get into the villa. And then later on, you were complaining and whining about, I want to live alone. I wish I could just come home and bring somebody here. Well, that's the price you pay when you have a roommate and the roommate's name is on the lease and not yours. That was the deal that you entered. Essentially, you were there as a house guest. You weren't even there as a tenant, and you, as a non tenant, caused a lot of damage. I'm sure they had to rip everything out from the carpet up to get that place ready for the next tenant. Had to take out the carpet and the padding because the cats were unfortunately peeing and pooping all over the place due to the fact that their litter boxes weren't clean. Had to clean out all the garbage, sanitize everything. And because you were smoking party favors in the house, they probably had to take the extra step to sanitize the paint and do a repaint. $5,000 in damages because of you.
I didn't get my deposit back yet, but they said 3 to 5. If they ask me for a last month's rent deposit again for a place, I'm not going to give it.
Why not? If you're going to be in Syria for 3 weeks, that means you have the chance to apply for several apartments before your time is up. And if it matters that much to you, why wouldn't you do it? I mean, you need a place to stay, right? And the Beezers are paying for part of your expenses. So why wouldn't you take that route? I can tell y'all why. Because she's going to go to some place like an extended stay and pocket the money that the Beezers gave for the first and last months and all that crap.
Apply for one place you really like and one you'll be okay with for a year. Keep doing that.
Mm-hmm.
One from the love category, one from it's okay category. Yeah, true, Christina. That's a good idea. Scrape, I'm sure. The blue pot. Yes. Hitting the tarmac, beezing.
Dr. Agathon Carver says, call the villa and demand the old villa back. She can't. She wasn't on the lease, Dr. Carver.
Becca. There's no way, Agathon. Knock on doors at the villa and ask people to move in. No. I did that mukbang whenever he went to visit his family. It was mostly a clickbait, but I mean, like when they asked for the whole month rent deposit, like, you know, I have no cake. Salah is around. Really, Maxine? Cotton decor? What? Yeah, true. Oh, I didn't know that. Too cool. You're going to order puts in? You have puts in where you are? Yeah. Thanks, Christina. I do need all the positivity I can get. In Toronto, it's very calm.
Well, you're not coming online asking for positive energy and thoughts and prayers. You're asking for money.
It's so weird. I guess it secures the unit, but it's a waste to have to send it back. You know?
Wait, you don't want your money back? Okay.
The right bee's pad. I don't think she understands that I'm leaving.
I don't think she cares.
Dallas has a few Canadian diners. Oh, that's so cool. Does it have cheese curd, Zach? Right, Star. I find that really weird. Listening while driving. Hey, Katie Kate. Thank you, Natalie. It could mean, yeah. Thanks, Star. The puts-in options are amazing. Wow. Nice. She has a good life. Bug duty, yeah. And she can go out. She's not stuck in a small apartment. You know what I mean?
There's Chantal making it sound like I'm doing all this for Julia. I'm thinking of her. No, you're thinking of yourself.
Yeah, I think it's the right thing for her. It's just not always the right thing for me, you know? She gets zoomies, yeah. She's earning her keep. She's useful. She's so funny. It's so cute, eh, Christina? Really don't know. I have to think about what I'm going to do. Yeah, Meller, I might set one up. Your dogs refuse to work. Thank you, Christina. I think so.
So Scully asked the question, have you expanded your apartment search to other places? No, she hasn't. She won't even consider the obvious best choice for her. Because as far as Chantal is concerned, it's beneath her. Although it makes the most sense.
Van City. Where's that? She bees. Yeah, I've applied in many places. Different cities. He sounds like a peacock. Yes, I need a wish list.
What is the point of having a wish list if you don't have an address?
She's going to stay with her dad, Vanessa. Oh, Vancouver. Vancouver's way too far for me. Tent City.
You know, I may be speaking a little bit too early, but I just had this feeling that Chantal might be looking for places in Montreal where Natter is located, you know, someplace close by so she can just, you know, take a quick taxi ride to his place and back. And Montreal is not a cheap city. It's kind of expensive. So that might be part of the problem. Like there are places, you know, available in Ottawa, in Cornwall, you know, cheaper cities, but she might be looking for a place in Montreal, and that's why she's running into so many issues.
There's a, like, which city? Manchester. Manchester. Do you have a Morrison's? By any chance? Email me for what? You're in Tent City. Big Korean is in Manchester. Montreal? No. I don't want to live in Quebec. Boing. Oh, I get it. That Tent City. More reasons to shop at Morrison's. Oh, really, Vanessa? Hey, Barb. A vision board. Hey, Margie and Max. It really depends. Like, what kind of... If you're looking for, like, the New York or, like, the metropolis of Canada, go to Toronto. If you're looking for a big city, like a city, but, you know, visit the capital for, like, you know, historic Ottawa and, like, museums and stuff. Or you can go to the East Coast, like Nova Scotia, if you want, like, a coastal vacation. PEI is beautiful. It really depends. Tim McLean, yes, he got an apartment, and I'll just rent a vehicle and travel all over Canada. What about that?
More daydreaming from Chantal. Chantal, I'm just going to ask the question that's in my mind right now. Are you trolling? You must be trolling. You're not suited for van life. You're not independent enough. So forget that. To outfit a van to live in would cost more money than renting an extended stay motel for a month. You got to get the van, get it registered, tag, put the necessary stuff in it. It will cost more money than what you've got.
Like, why do I have to be settled? I guess it's more expensive to travel around like that.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. Maybe I'll settle and then save and then travel. I don't know.
All this talk about traveling from the woman who doesn't like to go anywhere. She honestly doesn't like traveling. She's talked extensively about places that she wanted to go. I remember her talking about Euro beating and going to Jamaica and living with her aunt and all these different places. And yet we've seen the evidence of when she does go someplace, she doesn't go, oh, I'm in a new place. Let's go explore. Nope. She gets off the plane. She goes straight to her room and she stays there. And she might take a walk to the nearest 7-Eleven and 7-Eleven bees, but that's as far as it goes. So she doesn't like traveling. She doesn't like walking to the airport. She doesn't like just dealing with the airplane. She doesn't like being on the airplane. She likes nothing about traveling.
Go to the States.
Yeah, come on over here, Chantal. Come on over to the States, Chantal. We're not nice here. We won't be nice to you. There's probably going to be more than a few people bringing out their phones and taking an unfiltered picture of you. Come on down.
Hey, SB. Yeah. Yes, exactly, Christina. That's exactly how I look at it. Butter Tart Festival. You don't. Right? I don't have to, right? Get your health in order. That's the only thing. Beeswax alert. Whose hand is that in your picture? Is that me making meatloaf? RV life. I can visit you in Connecticut? Yeah, but I'd have to rent a car. Are you allowed to take a car?
Yeah, like, can anybody see Chantal in an RV? Because I can. Again, RVs, even the used ones, are expensive. The used RVs, sometimes they have issues, and you don't know that until you buy them. You find that out as you go. And then once you find out, then you got to spend money to fix the issue. I will say, though, I would pay good money to see Chantal deal with the black water tank, the sewage tank of an RV, because you have to empty that out unless it's hooked directly to a sewage line, like a city sewage line. That would be the stuff of legend if you're dealing with a sewage tank.
Car from Canada to the US? True,
Like, dealing with the black water tank is nasty stuff. I ain't gonna lie. And you got to do it the right way, or man.
true, Grace.
And good luck with the RV bathrooms, Chantal. They're not big.
Yeah, having a home base. I don't have one. I'm friggin' homeless. I'm a homeless bum. I've been to a butter tart festival in Midland. I love butter tarts. Some RVs are only 5K. Get out. Really?
Yeah, but when it comes to an RV, sometimes you get what you pay for. If you go cheap on an RV, later on you regret it because you find out why the RV was that much. Sometimes you get lucky, though. Sometimes you get a good deal, but you got to know what to look for. Water damage, make sure that the roof or the windows don't leak, that the seal is solid. You also got to take into account where you live because that counts. Some of the RVs, especially the older ones, are not insulated. So if you have an RV in winter, it can get pretty doggone cold. So how are you going to stay warm in the winter? Do you have a heater in there? Is there a way to stay warm? You got to consider all kinds of things when it comes to an RV. Like how many people are going to be out in the RV, what you're going to use it for. Then, of course, you got to maintain the car part of the RV. Like you're going to haul it around as hooked to a car, or is it going to be all one unit? So it's not that cheap.
Really, Pamplemousse? You can go to the USA. Immigration lawyer. What? Nah. I would.
Too Cool says you could not handle a maintenance of living in an RV. True. And also, when you live in an RV, you have to be mindful of what you put in it. Because you can't just stack stuff in an RV, and you can't have a bunch of garbage lying around. There's no room in an RV. And she's not a clean, neat person.
Be like that Elvis Travels guy, remember? His RV was always breaking down and he would have to beg for money. That will be me. That doesn't change the love story. Oh, yeah, true. I like how that, I love that idea. You think it would go off the charts? Yeah, I could make my channel like I can make like the couples channel like a solo travel, and then I can have my Foodie Beauty for live streams. And
Chantal, again, you're talking dreams in the air again. One day of RV living, you'd be ready to quit. Guarantee you that. You'd be done within a few hours. You'd be complaining about everything, the lack of room. It would be too hot or too cold. You wouldn't like it.
Food reviews of the places I go. I don't know.
Then, of course, you got to find a place to park an RV, because sometimes there are places that don't allow RVs. And then there's the issue of safety. Traveling alone as a woman, you got to be careful.
I get depressed thinking of being in an apartment. I don't know why. You would just Uber? I'm going to scoot, boogie. I'm going to scoot around.
Sure you are. In the middle of winter, in Canada, when there's ice on the ground, when it's snowing, Chantal's really going to get on a scooter. When it's freezing cold outside, she's exposed to the elements, and there's ice all over the sidewalk. Does that sound safe to anyone?
Van life. Get a boat. Why is the person speaking in different language? Who? I didn't see that. Where? Oh, Zara. I don't know what they're saying. Is that Arabic? I see the word kirsch, which means belly. You can't see my kirsch right now. Having an apartment is a happy thing.
So Casey says RVs are expensive when they break down. True. And used older ones need way more maintenance. Also true.
Some people broke maybe, but I guess I do need a place. But I like the idea of every day waking up and having to travel somewhere and do.
Chantal, you don't like traveling. You complain about traveling. If it's the least bit uncomfortable, you complain and whine and complain and whine. Just why can't you just be honest and say, I don't like traveling? Just say, I like being in one location. I just want to find one static location and stay there in a room alone, unbothered, so I can do my content and bees. That would be the honest truth.
Something adventurous. That's what I like. I like that idea. In Canada,
you like the idea, but the reality is different.
Canada, I don't know. Thanks, Christina. Yeah, that's a really nice message. That's really thoughtful. Counterfeit Labubu. Show Kirsch. Love Smith's Trailer Park. Where's that? Hey, Kate, by the way. Order put in. Mobility Mary. Oh, I could be a trucker. You're right, Susie.
Oh, geez. She's talking about things that'll never happen. I can be a trucker. Sure you can. You'd have to have the proper license and be certified to be a trucker. 1. Trucks are expensive. 2. And the kind of truck that has like a sleeper cab in it, that's really expensive. $3.
The boon. Could try to house it. Yeah. Well, that's a good idea though, Susan. A different Burger King every day. Oh yeah, there's no Nashis in the States. Forget it.
Well, that saved us, you guys, from her coming here. There's no Nashie's here, so she's not coming to the United States. Yay!
SB. They plow the sidewalks. Good afternoon. How's Olivia? Go to Buc-ee's? I really want to go to Buc-ee's. I really want to go to Buc-ee's. You could sleep at Burger King, imagine.
You know what this is? Let me just break this down for y'all. Do you know what she's doing? She needs that Google AdSense money. And there's nothing going on with her right now. She's in Syria. So she's got to find things to talk about, right? She's got to have topics of conversation. So she's naming all these things that she wants to do, that she's thinking about doing that, but she'll never do. But this is called running up the meter. She's running up the meter. Like she's got to find some way to fill up like an hour's worth of time for a live stream so she can make that Google AdSense money, because we're getting down to the last part of the month. So she's deliberately running up the meter, talking about nothing, so she can get a little bit of extra money in her paycheck.
A skidoo. Servicing truckers is my passion. Are you a lot lizard? Grace, yeah. Okay, what are they saying, SB? Are they saying something, Haram? Busy day at the park? It's been a while I have posted. Since I was in Canada, I suppose. In what way? Halal. Honestly, if you spend, let's say, rent, can you live off that traveling around? Probably not. A portable battery for CPAP, eh? For the car? You. Hey, Angel Fly. I'm good. How are you? Yes, Lindsay, I have. I have. Why don't you stream on Twitch? You get hourly wages?
Forget about that, Chantal, because I was curious about Twitch, and a lot of people, even bigger streamers on Twitch that were streaming regularly on Twitch, they have left Twitch and they're streaming more on YouTube. And why is that? Because of the requirements for being a Twitch partner and staying a Twitch partner, plus the fact that Twitch is just overrun with ads and it's really ticking people off. So a lot of people are saying, you know what, screw Twitch. I'm coming to YouTube, because Twitch, they expect you to commit to a lot of hours every week or every month just to stay a Twitch partner. It's ridiculous. And you don't commit to work hours. As a matter of fact, just for, information, let me see what Twitch requires. One moment. Okay, I just did a quick search because I was just curious to see if the requirements had changed. To become a Twitch partner, you need to meet the following requirements. Stream for at least 25 hours in the past 30 days. Stream on at least 12 different days in the past 30 days. Achieve an average of 75 viewers or more during your streams. Comply with Twitch's community guidelines and terms of service. Build a consistent and engaging community around your content. Apply through a Twitch partner application process when eligible. And the thing was, Chantal did have Twitch partner, but then she stopped streaming on Twitch, which makes no sense. Let's see. Twitch partner requirements 2025 application process explained. Many Twitch streamers reach affiliate status within the first 2 months on the platform, but it can take several months or years to become a Twitch partner. The metrics are much higher, and Twitch holds their partners to a higher standard than they do their affiliates. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into Twitch.
It was different last time, Margie. Exactly. I should be Lori, but I don't know. I don't want to say, you know. You could DoorDash on the Scooty. I put it in my basket. Wow, Tammy, that's a nice offer. Your guest house. Another cat? Probably not for a while, especially if I'm thinking of traveling. A new llama pillow. Yeah, right. I don't know that they had it at Shoppers. I don't know like when they'll have it at Shoppers. It looked like a limited time item.
And see, here's another suggestion for Chantal to make money. Something that she can make money on and she doesn't have to beg from people. Pample Moose Roy says, yes, you can get hourly on Kick. So she could be on Twitch. If she wanted to, she can get on Kick, and both Twitch and Kick pay hourly. That is something that she could do instead of begging people for their money. Actually earn her own.
Really, Angel Fly? Juice, Scoot, and Beauty. Oh, do I have a lot of Beezers in?
Look, these Beezers, I'm just shaking my head. Angel Fly Kisses says, I think they would have to cross-search words to find anything, but it's all BS drama, so I'm not sure what you could do. Can you get Peace to just put his name on put the place in his name? Why, though? He already did that. And she left him with a $5,000 damage bill. His credit is ruined because of Chantal, and also because of his stupidity for signing up with her in the first place, but she burned him. Why should anybody step up and put their credit at risk, their money at risk over her? Do you Beezers hear what you're saying over there? Pete's has a much smaller channel. He's on benefits right now. He's not making much money. And all of you idiots over there are saying, call up Pete's, get his help. When Chantal is the one with 100K plus channel and she's making money, you're saying, call on Pete to rescue you. Maybe she doesn't need rescuing. Maybe she needs to finally figure things out and develop an attitude of, I'm not being enabled anymore. I've got to think for myself. Maybe it's time for her to do some adulting. Y'all need to stop trying to come up with ways for other people to fix the problems that she's caused. We all got to do it. We all have issues. We all have problems. We all have struggles. And guess what? We figure stuff out, don't we? Because that's what you do when you're a grown person. She's not a child. She's 41 years old. Stop enabling her and stop suggesting for someone else to enable her, especially if they're hurting financially. That makes no sense.
Virginia? We'll go to Uncle Boogie's for lunch. What is Uncle Boogie's? What do they have? You can make a charcuterie board. Hey, Monique. Oh, sorry. Monique. I thought Monica. Hey, Monique. We should do coffee somewhere. Yeah, if we're close by, Kate, for sure. Imagine Olivia would be blown away to meet you. Aw. Thanks, Meowsers.
And there are Beezers in the chat saying, I would love to meet you. Let's meet up for coffee when you come back. Beezers, she doesn't do meet and greets. And she certainly doesn't want any of you beezers to see what she really looks like in person. What you see on YouTube is the filtered version of Chantal. But if you saw her in person, you might be shocked. And Chantal is always, hyper paranoid about somebody taking a picture or coming back on YouTube and saying, I met Chantal for real and I was blown away. She doesn't want people breaking the third wall of fantasy and delusion that she's created for all of you.
Tim Horton's manager? No. Yeah. Chantal will never have coffee with any of us. You never know.
Okay, this person, Angel Fly, like, where's your brain at? Angel Fly says, I really hope these people doing background checks stay out of the social media drama. It's unprofessional and could be illegal for them to not rent to you based on social media rumors. Angel Fly, I think anybody out there who is a property manager or the owner of a complex, like when you own a place where you rent, of course you're going to be concerned with the people that you invite in as tenants. You want those tenants to pay rent, but you also want to be sure that those tenants are not destructive or toxic or would cause problems. So it's only fair that landlords and property managers, they do seek out social media in case there are red flags that pertain to them renting a property to somebody. And Chantal is all over the place. So if I were a property manager, if I were the owner of an apartment complex and I saw a potential tenant and online, I'm seeing that their money problems are so bad that they're begging money from people. They're professionally e-begging. They're coming online and they're doing actual live streams saying, I am hurting for money so bad that I need everybody else's money. That would make me real nervous. I would say, does this person have regular, stable income? And if I invite them in as a tenant, will they be able to pay rent when they should? Or is paying rent going to be a problem? Because I don't want to be in a situation of this person doesn't pay rent and then I have to go through the nightmare of evicting them, which could take a few months. And there might also be the possibility of property damage because Chantal has a history of that too. There are tons of videos of her trashing the villa. So honestly, if Angel Fly, if you were a property manager or someone that owned an apartment complex, would you be okay with Chantal living there, knowing what you know, knowing what you find out? I don't think you would.
Never know. Yeah, it does, Shakudi, but just depends where I rent, and you only have crispy. Dunkin' is good. Din Din, we had kebab and rice. Yeah, good for him, ASB. I hope it's not a scam. Ashley Lambo. Her coffee went out the window, I think. Or no, what happened to it? Garbage? True, Andy. Yes, exactly. Oh. No point. I'm just joking. Nadia was the wildest life form. I wonder what's up with her. Costing people you watch online isn't right. Yes. Hey, Jetri. Nice to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. So there is a place I had a FaceTime or like a Zoom. I had a video showing of a place, and I think I'm going to apply for it, but you know. Even if you've watched them for a long time. I'm not a snowflake. If somebody hugged me, I wouldn't be like, That's harassment. Oh no, Cuba Electric. Oh, that's too bad. Thanks, Meowsers. By the way, actually, that's funny. Skyline, you're right, Susie. I used to live in one in Cornwall. Thanks, Margie. You're right. Have a legal right to know. Yeah. Canadian Hype House.
So a lot of people in the chat are remarking it's illegal for them to refuse you a place to live if you're a YouTuber. And honestly, I don't think landlords would care about like what she does on YouTube. What they care about is anything pertaining to their property. If they see someone has a history of damaging property, not respecting property, being chaotic with the neighbors, maybe they have money issues to the point where they're begging, that's what they care about. They care about things related to the property. So anybody over there saying, oh, like discrimination, no. They got a job to do, renting out places to people that can pay. They want to make sure everything is above board, and they don't want any problems.
Bilingual customer service for Saint-Hubert.
I mean, if I were a landlord looking at Chantal right now, if I wasn't a reactor, seeing her begging every day online for money, I wouldn't be confident enough to rent her a place. Nope. And that's not including the bankruptcy that's still active and the fact that she doesn't have a rental history for the last 6 years. Red flags all over the place.
Oh my gosh. Philip Solo? SJ. Imagine. Cat in a box. Senri. Is that how you say your name? Sargink. Who is that? Sarge. It's in the States. Dee Dee? Yeah, no thanks. I'd rather live with a friggin' scorpion or a bunch of bugs. As if. I'm good. I'm going to be celibate. I'm an old, sick lady, and I need to get myself in order. Health insurance companies have mostly went to at-home employees for general info queues like Blue Cross Blue Shield. Does it from home. 60 hours. Wow. I'll look into that, Christina, for sure. Yes. Maybe I could. Yeah, I do have hospital and office, health office. LGE had to get a full-time job? Who's LGE, Barb? I don't know. It's probably a good thing. Oh, tired. So she can basically, that's awesome, Christina. Make your own.
Okay, you know what? We've only got a few minutes left. We're going to end it here. There's no need to go any further. We're going to end it here. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.